Hi. Welcome to Lifetime Recaps. Today, I will explain an adventure super movie from year 2010. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The movie takes place in Persia, an empire situated between the steppes of China and the Mediterranean shores. This empire is renowned for its fierce battles. It is currently ruled by King Shahriman and his blood brother Nizam. King Shahriman has two sons, Tus and Garsiv. The scene then shifts to the streets of Urchin, where a young street boy named Dostan is street vendor. At the same time, another young street kid accidentally runs into King Shahriman's convoy and receives slaps from one of the generals. Amidst the chaos, Dostan steps in to prevent the brutal soldier from punishing the young boy. Despite the soldier's refusal, Dostan manages to outsmart him and escapes with the young lad. This catches the attention of King Shahriman, who witnesses the incident and is somehow pleased with Dostan's bravery. Dostan hides the boy and leads the soldiers on a chase. He almost manages to escape but is apprehended by an army general, who presents him before the king for punishment, which, in their culture, involves the removal of a hand for disobedience. Meanwhile, a decree is issued by King Shahriman, commanding the cessation of efforts to save Dostan. Despite the noble intentions of those involved, the king's order stands firm. Intrigued by the situation, the king approaches the young boy and inquires about the fate of his parents. Tragically, it becomes evident that Dostan's parents have passed away, leaving him to endure a harsh existence of survival. Touched by the boy's plight, the king makes a heartfelt decision to adopt Dostan as his third son, alongside Tus and Garsiv. The narrative then jumps ahead, depicting a scene after 15 years have elapsed, during which the three princes have matured into individuals respected for their honor. Meanwhile, Turs, the eldest prince, and Nizam, the royal uncle, engage in a conversation concerning the holy Illumat city. This exquisite and abandoned place is renowned for its ancient force known as the Sands of Time. Legends speak of the city's sacred nature and its governance by Tamina, a captivating princess who serves as the guardian of the mysterious ancient sand dagger. While fighting in the city, Dostan defeats one of Princess Tamina's guards, who possesses the mythical dagger of time. This dagger allows its owner to travel back in time briefly, enabling them to rectify mistakes or redo moments. The Persians conquer Alamut, capturing Tamina and offering her as a wife to Tus, thereby incorporating the city into the Persian Empire. As the Persians celebrate their victory, Prince Dostan is tricked into presenting a poison gown to King Shahriman, seemingly given to him by Tus. The gown fatally burns the king, and Dostan is accused of his father's murder. He escapes the castle with Princess Tamina, while his loyal friend Bis sacrifices himself trying to save them. Together, Dostan and Tamina embark on a journey. Dostan aims to prove his innocence, while Tamina seeks to protect the dagger of time. On their first night, Tamina attempts to kill the prince and retrieve the dagger. However, Dostan unintentionally activates the dagger, discovering its power to rewind time for 1 minute. He uses this ability to prevent Tamina's attack. Dostan suspects that Tus knew about the dagger and framed him for their father's murder to seize the throne and the dagger, gaining ultimate power over Persia. During their journey, the pair encounters a group of merchant bandits, including Sheikh Amar, an entrepreneur and organizer of ostrich races, along with his Mbaka friend Sesso, who are skilled in throwing knives. In exchange for their hospitality, Dostan offers Tamina as a slave. However, the bandits attempt to take the dagger of time and deliver Dostan to the newly crowned Tus, enticed by the reward for his capture. Despite their efforts, Dostan and Tamina manage to escape. Dostan and Tamina return to Persia for King Shahriman's funeral. Dostan tries to convince his uncle Nizam that he is innocent of his father's death but discovers that Tamina has taken the dagger. Instead, he notices burns on Nizam's hands, indicating that Nizam orchestrated the king's murder. Furthermore, Nizam sets up an ambush for Dostan in the Persian streets, resulting in a conflict with his brother Garsiv. Dostan escapes. Meanwhile, Nizam, aware that Dostan knows the truth, attempts to convince the newly crowned King Tus and Garsiv that Dostan is plotting against them and must be executed without a trial to prevent rebellion. Failing to sway them, Nizam hires the Hassansins, a group of highly skilled warriors who were once employed as assassins for Persian royalty. Nizam had secretly kept the sect hidden after Shahriman disbanded them. Dostan catches up with Tamina and reveals that Nizam, the villainous brother of the king, is behind all the events. The attack on Alamut was based on false accusations provided by Nizam, driven by his desire to obtain the dagger of time and use it alongside the massive sandglass hidden beneath the city. Nizam intends to go back in time to prevent saving Shahriman from a lion attack, ensuring his own ascension to the throne. However, Tamina discloses that the sandglass contains the sands of time, created by the gods to punish humanity for its sins. A pure-hearted girl convinced the gods to seal the sands. If the dagger of time were used to pierce the sandglass, the sands would be released, leading to the destruction of the world. The dagger's wielder also has the ability to rewind time as. In the present, Nizam and Garsiv are trying to persuade Tus to launch an attack on the sacred city of Holy Illumat. They argue that since King Shahriman is absent and has left Tus in command, it is an opportune moment to strike. However, Turs, sensing the significance of the sacred place, is reluctant to engage in an assault. In order to address this matter, he calls for a war council, which includes himself, Nizam, Garsiv, and Dostan. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to Dostan participating in a wrestling gambling game when he is summoned to attend the war council. During the council, Nizam, the royal uncle, reveals that their top spy intercepted a caravan departing from Alumat. The spy discovered that the caravan was carrying exceptional swords and meticulously crafted steel, intended to be offered to the warlord Kosh, Persia's sworn enemy. Dostan reminds Tus of their father's instructions, urging him not to attack Alumat but rather focus on Kushkin. However, driven by his own greedy ambitions, Nizam continues to persuade Tus, eventually convincing him to proceed with the assault. Consequently, Dostan, accompanied by his group of thugs and thieves, takes the lead in infiltrating Alumat, clearing the way and opening the gates for the rest of the army. Leader attacks the group in an oasis by controlling a number of vipers. Many of the group die, but Dostan uses the dagger to rewind time, and, foreseeing the attack, manages to kill all the snakes single-handedly, saving Seso in the process. The Hassan leader then leaves in a sand dervish. The next day, the pair, now accompanied by Sheik and Seso, travel to the secret sanctuary in the mountains near India, where it's possible to seal the dagger by returning it to the stone where it came from. In order to do so, Tamina would have to sacrifice herself, but it fails as they run into Garsiv's men. Dostan, however, manages to persuade his brother that he is innocent, only for Garsiv to be killed by a flurry of spiked knives thrown by a Hassan. The Hassanin attack, killing many of the group, while their leader manages to snatch the dagger of time from Tamina, who was knocked unconscious in the battle, by using a trained snake. However, Dostan is saved from the last Hassan by Garsiv, who then succumbs to his injuries. Tamina and Dostan, as well as Shikamar and Seso, return to Alamut to reveal the truth about Nizam and the dagger to Tus. First, they must get the dagger, which is kept in the sacred temple, guarded by the Hassan who killed Garsiv. Seso, the master of throwing knives, fights the spike-wielding Hassan to obtain the dagger. He manages to kill the Hassan after a well-aimed throw, yet is fatally wounded in the process. Seso manages to throw the dagger out of the window to Sheik and Dostan before dying. Shikamar then distracts the guards by serving as a decoy while Dostan shows the truth about the dagger to his brother Tus by killing himself, only to have Tus rewind time with the dagger. Afterward, Tus is killed by Nizam, and Dostan is incapacitated by another assassin. The dagger is once again in Nizam's hands, but Dostan manages to defeat the assassin with Tamina's help. She realizes that the Hassan had been a spy inside the city of Alamut and must have been the one who told Nizam about the dagger. Nizam goes to the sandglass caves beneath Alamut, as Dostan and Tamina race to stop him. Tamina opens a secret gate leading to the chamber, allowing them to take a shortcut to the sandglass. En route, they encounter the leader of the Hassans. However, after a close fight, Dostan gets the upper hand and stabs the Hassan before throwing him into the chasm. Dostan and Tamina then kiss. They then manage to reach Nizam as he pierces the sandglass with the dagger. During the final confrontation, Nizam knocks Tamina over the edge of the chasm and Dostan desperately catches her hand. Knowing he cannot stop Nizam and save her, Tamina professes her love for Dostan and lets go, sacrificing herself to stop Nizam. Dostan fights Nizam as they both hold their hands on the dagger. Dostan then uses the dagger's button to open the Sands of Time container and use its power against Nizam. The sandglass slowly cracks and the sandstorm is shown destroying Alamut. Dostan is then able to use the dagger and turn back the time as the sandglass breaks, ending up at the point when he first held the dagger during the siege of Alamut. Dostan uses his knowledge to reveal Nizam's evil plan to his brothers, gaining their acceptance by revealing what Tus told him about the meeting with their father prior to the attack. Exposed, Nizam attempts to kill Dostan but ends up dying by Tus' blade. After apologizing for the ransacking of her city, Tus suggests that perhaps Tamina should become Dostan's wife as a sign of goodwill. The prince returns the dagger of time to her as a gift, as she looks at him surprised. The two of them are next shown talking to each other and Tamina expressing her surprise about Dostan's sudden change in behavior and hinting that he may have discovered something, to which he replies that they are in control of their own destiny. And the movie ends. Subscribe for more videos like this. Like, share and comment to help the channel out. Thanks for supporting.